My name's Harlem Pickle, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory, where I've been a little bit busy off camera because we didn't quite manage to accomplish as much as I wanted to in our last stream. So today we are finishing off our train station. And what have I done necessarily off camera? Luckily it's not too difficult or too much. I've added in a roof, and I've gone for quite a simple design, but honestly, we don't need to overcomplicate it. A little bit of glass, asphalt, and that lovely coated concrete foundation, which I've used probably too much in my current playthrough. Obviously, this back wall was finished in our last episode as well, but today I actually want to go ahead and make this wall over here too, just so I've definitely completely finished this area. Furthermore, regarding this floor right here, I have decided just to fully coat it. I've also added this here as well, purely for the sake of decoration, and it adds a little bit of colour, especially when you are slightly further away. Oh, there's me right there. The gas mask and the doggo has. When you are a little bit further away, I believe this orange and grey, essentially stripe pattern, will end up looking really nice. And of course it highlights the actual road itself and the train station, so I'm rather happy with that. Furthermore, in today's episode, we are going to be extending this design over to here. And now, because I know what I'm doing, I'm hoping it won't take as long as our last episode. Furthermore, I'm actually going to be removing this, and honestly, maybe this as well. The main reason for that is because if we check these columns here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this right here is the middle. Because this is the middle column, I've got a design here that I can actually try to use. And it might look decent. So without further ado, welcome to everyone who's watching live, or if you guys are watching on the VOD. My name's Harlem Pickle. I play a lot of Satisfactory. Some say too much Satisfactory. And a little bit of Star Rupture. In fact, tomorrow is going to be a Star Rupture stream because Update 1 officially launches. And I'm rather excited to get back into it. But yeah, over the course of the coming weeks, months, I'll be uploading a couple videos. I've already got 2 Star Rupture videos planned. I have a Satisfactory video recorded already. It is a guide to drones. And, anything else major happening? I don't know. We'll see. Of course, we've also got the April community notes over for Star Rupture. And if we have got any more patch notes for Satisfactory, of course, I'll definitely make sure to cover that too. But as of right now, I don't think they're doing much more. A double arched doorway. I could have done that, but luckily because we have just got one central location down here, I'm just going to stick to our usual design if I can try and find it. It's not that one. Oh, it's doing that weird sound thing again. To respawn. I don't know why it does this, but I think the hover pack's bugged. Yeah, the sound's gone now. That's so annoying. Oh well. The blueprint I'm looking for, where even is it? Well, I know it's in here somewhere. Is it that one? No. Where is it? It's not this. Oh, it is that one. It's literally right there. Typical. But yeah, welcome, Journey. Answering your question from earlier, I'm doing fine. Today might be a slightly shorter stream because again, Wednesdays, I'm just busy Wednesdays, unfortunately. Tomorrow's stream, what day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Should be a good couple hours on Star Rupture. Friday, I'm unsure of how long that stream is going to be. Saturday will be my final stream until May, I think. Sometime in May. Maybe end of May. We are back to where we started. I do like this design. It's unique. One thing that I like about it, though, is how this sticks out from the wall. I quite like the way that looks. Also, it hides all of our logistics as well, so it's quite good in that regard. Because normally, I like to have some logistics being shown, like, for example, here, and my logistic floor underneath here. All of this will be visible, and I don't mind that, because it's relatively neat, I think, anyway. It could be slightly neater. For example, I could have my plastic come down this way, then actually stay on top of my rubber for a little bit. But for the most part, it does the job that I want it to do, so I'm not going to be replacing that or changing it. Whereas this part here Which I think I fully blocked off now. I didn't like it. I'm honest. But that happens. There's a saying, you can try and decorate a turd, but it will always be a turd. And that's essentially the way I was thinking about what I was just building. Like, I'm trying to make it look nice, but it is just a bit crap. Okay, do you fit in? You actually, yeah, you fit in completely fine. That is what I like to try and see. Then now I'm going to need this. No. This. No. This. No. This. Yes. Got it first try, luckily. And it's facing the wrong way, typical. There we go. It is slightly finicky, but luckily, as long as the glass lines up, I know that everything else lines up, which is quite handy. And how is this going to look? Obviously, do that over there, the same thing on this side. I couldn't actually add these in the blueprint designer itself, because apparently it was overlapping the blueprint designer. That's nice. I mean, it's exactly what I thought it would be, but it switches up the design in here a little bit, so I don't mind that. Although, why do you look slightly different to everything else? Right, that's the reason as to why. Can you go? Let's see. You might be able to go. That's a negative there. Actually, not necessarily. If I was to lower you down, you then cover that wall. But I can now place in this foundation without any weird activity happening, any weird Zeds happening. Great. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to try and do is mimic this on the other side. Because adding this wall here is going to be super easy to do because I've already added in this. I've made sure that the dimensions are the exact same as compared to that side. So all I now need to do is just click on this blueprint, like so, and then just plop it in there. Same thing to the very end, and then I've got my formation and the exterior of my next factory, which is really simple. This took maybe 10-15 minutes to do. I was watching a movie in the background, although the reason why it took so long is because I was actually watching the movie. Normally I have movies on as just background noise. I don't really like movies that much anyway. I just listen to podcasts and whatever, but today, or was it today? It was today, yeah, during lunch. I decided to have a movie on in the background, and I was watching Nuremberg. I think Gerald Butler's in it. The guy who I can never remember his name, but he played Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie. That was pretty good. I think it's called Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, but you know. Never remember his name. Anyway, but yeah, that was quite a good movie. I haven't finished it yet. I kind of know how it ends because it's based on a real story, but yeah, it's so far so good. I'm enjoying it. Depressing as always, but good movie. Right, so let's try and work on what first? I mean, there's so much to do. Even this hasn't been done here, for example. It's a lot to replicate, but I think it'll be entirely worth it. Distance-wise, I'm going to have to come out here by half a foundation. Starting, in fact, what I can do is literally just mirror it. That's the good thing about Satisfactory, because now you've got the infinite, well, or pretty much infinite nudge. Just do that. A double arched doorway into a single arched. I could have done, but luckily I've already done something very similar to it, so all I had to do was just replicate it. Is that right? I mean, it sticks out from the edge there. Is that what I did? Still gonna plop it in anyway. Yes, you do that. Because you then stick out from there. Okay, fair enough. As you can tell, I absolutely know what I'm doing. Only haters will say that I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome, Kacham. Welcome back. Hope that you're doing well today. And I believe I then just did a nice, simple zoop down to here. While simultaneously leaving that, I think. And then just chucking you here somewhere. Now, I remember my maths was slightly off the last time I did this, and I don't know what was wrong with it. What was the problem? The small triangle hole by the tracks. Do you mean this? I have to keep this here because there's not a way I can properly connect it. If that's what you mean. Okay. How did I fix that? The funny thing is I've done all this. Oh, right. I didn't properly fix it. I don't know if there's a way. Maybe there is a way if I do... Yes, if I do this. This might work. Best way to answer the question is just by doing it. This looks pretty decent. Maybe? It's going to stick out of there, though. That's the problem. I don't think there's another way to do that. The one in the top closer to the thing. The small triangle hole by the tracks. The one in the top closer to the thing. This? I don't know. What hole? Oh. You mean this? I don't know. There's too many triangular things. So the way that you connect to that's relatively simple. You start from here. Let me try and do this. I mean, yeah, that lines up, I think. Does it? I think you're actually one nudge too far forwards, but how's that possible? Oh, then this. You got the one I was talking about. Ah. Just decoration. Because again, everything here is left-hand traffic. So if the train's... Actually, that's the exit of the station, but let's just say this was the entrance of the station. If our train was going into the station, it would go down this way. If it didn't want to go into the station, it would then go this way. In theory, this doesn't actually need to be here. But I want to try and keep it. Actually, this is the exit, so this doesn't have to be here. Because there's no world in which our train's going to be going on this track. Because this is the direction of travel towards us. Whereas this direction of travel is away from us. But I'm still keeping it there because it looks symmetrical. That. I don't know. Either way, if it's there by accident, I'll fix it. If it's not there by accident, then it's completely intentional. Now, how am I going to do this? The way that I did it over there worked, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm completely honest. Let's see. This is actually quite important, and I might have to go a little bit further forwards than this. You come up to around about there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I do have to come a little bit further forwards. And again, 3 on this side. Ooh. Right next to the track. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. A slight overlap there. Now, the good thing about these small gaps is that we can just add a double beam connector, and it will pretty much solve everything that we wanted there to be solved. Same thing here now as well. Try and half nudge it, and there we go. Nice. A skinny rectangular to cover it up. I mean, this is the only other thing I can even think of, the outer corners. Everything else won't work. Is there a way to get my blueprints? As of right now, no. But I could always upload them to a website if people really wanted to have the blueprints. Okay, will this work? Change you to concrete. There we go. That absolutely does work. Granted, if you were to walk along here, you can see the Z-snap. But as long as you don't pay attention to that, then it's completely and utterly fine. Great. Next. I did say that I wanted this to come inwards by 1. Here. And because that's coming in by 1, it then means that this has to come in by 1 as well. Like that. How is that going to have an effect on the overall look and shape? Let's see. Well, it should actually have a positive effect. One would hope. There is still a gap here. Not remotely concerned about it though, because all I have to do now is that. And I say that looks pretty decent. You do slightly stick out. I don't know if that will be a huge concern, but as of this moment in time, it's fine. You then just go straight into this. Okay, fair enough. That's nice and simple to understand at least. You then line up almost exactly with this. Okay. Rotate you so that you're facing the right way. I don't hate that. Maybe one nudge. No, you're perfect there. But you're not perfect there. We don't really want an overlap. Especially not with a road barrier because it sticks out like an extremely sore thumb when you try to overlap the road barriers, as you'll see now. It looks absolutely awful. Oh, that looks completely fine. Normally it looks terrible. I mean, you can clearly see it overlaps, but if that's not going to cause a drama, then I'll absolutely keep it there. That is fantastic news, and here I was all concerned that the Z-snap would be visible. No, that's not completely sickening, so that's great. For those of you new to the channel, that's a success, by the way. If it's not completely sickening, then that's... I mean, what more can I ask for, really? That's fantastic news. Right, you've decided that you don't want to cooperate. That's fine. That's okay, you can throw your little temper tantrum. I'll try and angle you properly. There. Seems fun. Yeah, you went pretty much up to here, actually. That's nice and lined up there. Although you've decided to angle yourself. Why? Why? I do want to try and focus a little bit more on this triangle now. Because how did I put the double beam connectors onto here? I did elevate it. Okay, good. From there, we then had half foundations and random stuff in the coated concrete format with the carbon steel on top, with a slightly angled big pillar on top, or big concrete pillar. I don't think I've ever used the metal pillars in this game, unironically. Because sometimes I use it just because I haven't used it, but I've never used it because I've wanted to use it. How did I misalign this? That's impressive, actually. That's really impressive. I had one job. I had one job. Also, fantastic news for any Adeptus Mechanicus players out there for Warhammer 40k. There's a sale going on now. I mean, to be fair, a few factions have it, which is nice. We've got one as well. I say we, I've been collecting them for about 5 minutes, but, yeah. Couple good things in there. I mean, it's still over 100 quid, but for Adeptus, it's not bad. I think in total, it's about 400 points worth of units, so it's, yeah. Depends how you build it, though. That was surprising news. Right, you just don't fit. I would say I'm angry, but I'm not. I'm not angry. I'm not. I'm just extremely pissed off because I was hoping this would fit. Did I not lock that into place? There we go. That's my bad. How the heck am I going to do this? Okay. 1. 2. I'm acting surprised. I've done this already on the opposite side twice, so I should know what I'm doing. Good, I like that. My eyesight can tolerate the monstrosity in which one's just created. The next part is now you are going to line up with that, which, I mean, you don't, but you actually kind of do. Again, the power of friendship and the power of the double beam connector strikes again. I do want you to be slightly lower down there. It's good, I think. Not perfect by any means, but good. Okay. I wouldn't mind if you were somehow at the same time lined up with this. Which I don't know if that's actually going to work. You're going to have to be rotated no matter what. Granted, that is now quite a weird angle in comparison to what we had previously. Including the fact that this gap is still equally as large, if not actually larger now. But if I was to do that... no. No. I want to try and keep you there. Then do this. Good. I'm not sure what I'm going to have here. Is there anything that I think would look decent in this area? Oh, it's the washing machine. Deary me. Sorry, the washing machine started to go off. There was a weird song playing just out of nowhere. I haven't got my headphones on, obviously, so it couldn't have been from the game. I was wondering where it was coming from. It's the washing machine. Okay, so that's my heart attack of the day. Fantastic. You actually don't look too bad there. You make no sense having you there, but I don't mind it. It doesn't have to make sense as long as it looks nice. What did I do on the other side? Nothing. Wow. Oh, there's a gap here too. Wait, if there's a gap on this side and there's a gap on the other side, why not just connect them? It seems like a rather logical solution to a situation that shouldn't be complicated. Oh, wait, no, there isn't a gap here now. There's no longer a gap there. Okay. Right. Therefore, what I'm going to do is remove just you two. Wait, now you're fine? Oh, okay. Yep. Got that into there. Foundation-wise, again, just go with the exact same outer corner. An item which I don't really use in this game, but I like the way it looks, so there's no point in not using it, hey? No point. Okie dokie, that's our first, well, technically third corner done. And I think it looks decent. The orange makes it slightly pop out, so the exact reason why I've gone with orange here. Even though I am using default colours for a lot of this, I think I'm using the Fix-It factory swatch at the minute for this. No, I'm not. What am I using? This one, the Project Assembly switch. It is default, but it just looks nice. You don't have to use fancy colours all the time. Welcome to the Nerd. Hope that you're doing well. We just beat the game. We just don't look in the top right. We finished doing all the space elevator parts. We defeated the Ender Dragon. But I've decided to come back and finish the train station. Yeah. It was a very eventful first 24 minutes. There we go. Then I'm hoping that will just slot here somewhere. That, oh, Also, yeah, they're too far down as well. They've got to be slightly higher elevated. There we go. No, so you slightly stick out there. I don't like that. That's the best we can do, I think. Not great, not awful. Which for me is fine. I wanted to go in here somewhere. There. Everything works when you take your time. Except for the things that don't work. Very motivational statement, I know. What can I say? Great. Can I place these along here as well? No, I don't know why I thought I could there for a minute. I suppose I actually technically can. How would that look? I don't hate that. I really don't hate that. I just don't see if it's necessary or not. Can I do that every once in a while? Seems... oh dear, I just died. Seems interesting. Now zoop you down to the other side. In a different colour. We can try a different colour. Everything right now is an orange. I'm trying to keep a little bit of a theme going. It looks like the entrance to a theme park roller coaster at the minute. If I was to try and paint you, I think chrome won't look too nice because everything else here is chrome. Orange, I've already got white. Carbon will look fine, but you just can't see it, that's the problem. Yellow. But then the yellow looks like it's slightly off color compared to the orange next to it. I might just stick with orange for now. I could always change that later on if I decide it's a necessary change. Don't do that ever again. Don't do that ever again. Thank you. I always like taking something that's really simple than overcomplicating it. It seems to almost be a very common occurrence now on this channel. What's that? Something very simple? No, I'm sorry. We can't be having that around here. In fact, not just this channel, but in my life. I do it even just in the real world itself. I would look at something that's really simple, and I'll somehow overcomplicate it. But I feel like that's fine if you enjoy overcomplicating it for yourself. I do that way too often. Way too often. Again, going back to the Adeptus Mechanicus, I've already got a colour scheme for what I want to try and do. But now I'm thinking to completely change the colour scheme to a colour I've never seen anyone ever paint with before, for that unit at least. Why? Because I wanted to. I still kind of do, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's the last time I'm going to bring up Warhammer today. I promise. What was the thing that I kept on talking about 6 months ago? I just couldn't shut up about it for about 3 days. Was it I think it was Cyberpunk, wasn't it? In fact, it was. It was during the Christmas break, because I remember I was designing my Fixmas factory, and I kept on trying to design vending machines rather than just building the blimming factory. Stick around the channel for more fantastic content just like that. The biting triangle thing. There's a biting triangle thing? I'm blind. That's what we've established today. I'm blind. That's when you found me. Was it that long ago? Wow. Time flies past. It really does. Under the rail. Oh, I mean, there was something there, but I got rid of it. That's all good. Vinod, enjoy your walk. Take in the beautiful scenery. Hopefully it's not too hot. Should be fine this time of evening, hopefully. Oh, that's a bit too far forwards, isn't it? I think maybe there? Now, how are you half a nudge out of place? No. That's what you meant? Oh, okay. Nope. Right. Are you going to be easy to do? Or are you going to be overcomplicated? I can always guarantee I know what the answer is going to be. I just very quickly select that. I can. No, actually, I don't want you there just yet. I want you there. Oh, the angle is very important. Here, it looks a little bit nicer. I like it. What did I actually do down on this side? Just that. I think I'm going to replicate this pattern, even though I haven't got any of these conveyor belt lifts or any logistics in general down on that side. I still want to try and replicate what I've done here, because I like the way this looks. So I will do that. In fact, what I might even try and do is add the conveyor belt lift, but then bring it up to here so I can hide it inside of the big pillar support. And it could end up looking alright. No quarter circles. Yeah, this time I didn't need a quarter circle. Oh, well. We can look past that. I think we have to. Otherwise, I'll be here until next year. Right, so then how big is this? What's the best way I can even calculate this? So, where does the wall start? The wall starts there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Where do you start? Is that a half? Why are you a half? Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so all of you in the middle are 13. You're, do we say 11? 11 nudges wide. For whatever reason, it's half nudged. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. That's not bad. 11 nudges, then 13 nudges. That's 8. 9, 10, 11. Grand. And you lot pretty much slotted in there fine. However, I did want to replicate what I was doing over on the other side, which was half nudge up. This way, as you can see, it hides the weird Z-snap, which is what I was expecting to happen over on that side. But it didn't. Do that. Ah, a dory blur, wee. Anyway. And get rid of that. Get rid of you. I can actually get rid of you. Save a little bit of concrete. Wow, guys, we've saved concrete. We've saved concrete. That's fantastic, because I haven't used any concrete in this playthrough, so that's good. That was sarcasm, by the way. I'm afraid to have misled you, misguided you, because I've actually used tons of concrete. Too much concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you're down by 4. Then we've got our main foundation there. Then where's this foundation placed? directly underneath that. Okay. Okay. Right. I know exactly what I'm doing. But is there also a foundation stretches right across here too? Yes, so that just goes straight across. Okay. Right. I'll select this and very quickly shift over there to the coated concrete. I think this will be completely acceptable. You will, yes, because that will be covering up everything else. Although, could I get away with using a half foundation? Maybe, but I didn't do that on the other side, so let's just stick to what I did on the other side. And this should be fine. GP down to there. Good. Okay, alright. Then 1, 2, 3. I will now know if this is right if I select a wall and zoop you down to that side and then you line up with the other wall. If not, then it's wrong. Simples. That is, honestly, correct. Wow, I've done a right thing. This is truly a moment in history. What are you going to add on top of the pillars? I don't really know, if I'm honest. Because the way that I've got it at the minute, they look fine. Washing machine again. Oh God. I was going to try and connect it there to the roof. I'm not sure how this would look. I don't think I'm going to do this, but let's see anyway. I mean, it doesn't look awful, but I like what I had before. So at the minute, I don't think I'm going to go ahead with anything. Just leave it the way it is. There we go. Pillars for the trains. What, these pillars? I don't know. I was thinking of painting them a slightly different color as well, but as of right now, it's okay. This station's most likely just going to remain as chrome, because I don't think I've actually got a chrome station yet. Which is weird, because, again, in our last playthrough, I used chrome for basically everything, yet now I'm using carbon steel for basically everything. So I seem to have switched for no apparent reason, other than the fact I want to try something a little bit new. You need to go in the middle. There we go. That's fine. And yet again, returning to the double beam connectors. Our train is most likely going to very slightly overlap some of these connectors, and that's fine. I still like the way it looks. And this station isn't going to be too busy. We're going to have a train here every 5 minutes, I think I concluded in yesterday's stream. A train every 5 minutes is not too bad. I'm still looking forward to that Grand Central Station, which I'm still thinking about how is that going to look. I like this idea, but I don't know, that's still quite far away. I want to try and do an underground system as well, but again, that's not happening anytime soon. Chuck that into there, chuck this into here. Grand. How is that correct? I don't even know how that's even correct, but apparently it is. So now you have to be 13 across, don't you? So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the way that I'll know if it's correct is if I have to do a half nudge here. Yes. That is correct. I will still do our test just to make sure that everything is lined up. And the way that I'm going to conduct the test is just like last time, grabbing our wall. And then this wall should overlap with the wall that I placed on the other side, which I believe is now going to be here. Yes. Now it is slightly half nudged, so it's a little bit complicated to tell where it is. However, that does look pretty gosh darn accurate to me. In case you can't see, it's a club and a deck. Yeah, I know, yeah. To connect the pillars would look more pretty. So the clover, but the clover to add where? And how would I design that? Where would it go? I'm still thinking of adding a wall in here though somewhere. As a sign, but I don't know where. We bring down the wall. It's going to be somewhere to maybe this sort of height. And add a sign that just explains a bit more about the station. But again, I'm quite unsure about that because I like the way that the station's nice and open as of right now. If I do that, it won't be open anymore. You're now 13 across. We can get rid probably both of these. Nope. And again, 3 across. 1, 2, 3. I believe it's always 3 wide, isn't it? The conveyor belt lifts. Because you're half nudged as well, aren't you? So that is centralized. Yes, it is. Okay. That's great. Not forgetting to add, I think it's this one here, isn't it? I'll double check what I did on the other side. Is it night time already? Wow. A second pillar formation upward. The outer pillars where the train is. This? I'm planning to keep this the way it is at the minute. I can't lower or increase the height of the belt highways, not the highways, the belt lifts. I could slightly increase the height, but then that means I'll have to redo all of the logistics for that as well. And it can't go any lower, otherwise it will hit the train, hence the reason why I've got the train here, just to make sure. When it comes to the design of the station, I'm happy the way it is. I don't think I'm changing anything for this design, but for another design I could. But for this one, we're keeping it the way it is. Makes things slightly easier for us. Okay. I have to end up removing most of this now. Make sure that's placed in the correct direction as well. Nudge you over by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because 8 plus 5 is the 13 that we're looking for. 13 nudges. And the reason why I'm nudging everything by 13, by the way, is because that's the difference from this conveyor belt to this conveyor belt. It's roughly 13 nudges. And everything here actually works out rather well. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, it's definitely 3 there. That's good. Let's continue. And this is definitely going a lot quicker than our last stream as well. Which is nice. I knew it was, though, because in our last stream, we were actually trying to see where we're going to place our train station, if I was going to place down a train station, and if so, where was it going to be. The design of it, was I going to mimic what I did on the other side of our main factory, down there, which now we are, Although actually, with the space elevator, we have to slightly increase the height of it. Because originally it was designed for the trucks to go directly underneath it. Which would mean that it would have to be placed somewhere... I mean, if the trucks are here, it was placed, I think, here. But now we've got the trains. We have to increase the height of it by at least 15, 20 meters. That will then be fine. But that's not that difficult to do. Just remove it, then plop it back down, just nudge it up a few times. I think you can nudge the space elevator, can't you? Have I tried? No, I must have tried it. No, I did. I have, yes. That down there. I think we have one more of these left to go, then another 11 nudge wall on the end, I think. Great. Lower you down there slightly. Same now with you. Oh, let's not forget to add in these walls down here as well. Otherwise, it's a bit weird. Having some random void in there. And one more here. Same thing over this direction now. 1, 2, 3. Grand. Might as well do this. Because if I do it now, it gets it out of the way for later. And that's a bit too far away. What I will do though, is drag you out to there. Is it lined up properly? Doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3. Well then all of you don't have to be connected. That seems rather large. Let's see if that's correct. Again, you do line up, then the gap over here is, as I said before, definitely a bit larger, but that's completely fine. As long as it's lined up, which I can tell you now, it's pretty much is. Yeah, that's grand. Great. Do that wall there, same thing over here now. Okay. The weather's been lovely here recently. A bit too warm, maybe. After saying for the last few months it's too cold, it's now too warm. But it depends where you're situated. If you're outside, I see the weather now is perfect. If you're inside, I think it's a bit too warm. Unless you've got air conditioning. But no one in the UK has air conditioning. Maybe now in the newer houses, I think some of them might have AC built in, which I think they should do. We shouldn't look at that as a premium feature now in the UK. All houses should come fit with air conditioning. I don't care if it's going to cost a little bit more. The day will come where we will be grateful that we have AC in our house. You lot are actually fine. Okay. I just want to try and confirm one thing here. Yes, okay. There isn't actually anything there. Good. I didn't think there was, but I still wanted to try and commit anyway, just in case. But no, there isn't. So you lot can actually just go. Not these ones. That's why I've only selected the double beam connector. Half of the year by opening up the window. The windows do help. Absolutely. Okay, height-wise, I think what I did last time on the other side was something as follows. Making sure that you go in this direction. Nudge you slightly. That's good. Let's see. This is top 12. The way that the lifts work is that if you see the cost, right now, this... Let me try and find a good one. This costs 10 alclad aluminium sheets, but this also costs 10 alclad aluminium sheets. Then it's 12, 12, 14, 14. So sometimes you hear me say things like top 12 or bottom 12 like that, because if I say, okay, this is 12, well, that's also 12. If I try and go to the other side and then build that to the 12 alclad sheets high, it could still be the different heights. So, for example, this is bottom 12, this is top 12, because anything above this is 14, and anything below the bottom 12 is 10. So when I'm doing my lifts, I'm trying to make them as accurate as possible, I'll call this, for example, bottom 12. So now when I do this, I think, okay, well that's 12, that's also 12, but it's bottom 12, so it has to be that one. And now these are lined up. That's the way that I do that. In case you ever hear me say bottom 12 or top 15, there isn't even a 15, top 16, that's what I mean. Your height is bottom 8, but I want you to be up to there. So we are going to need, drum roll please, that's 18. Yeah, lower 18, okay. Not bad. Which means you're wrong. But that's why we check these things, because normally I am wrong. There. I don't think it matters what direction you're facing. However, I want you to facing this direction. Because, yeah. No if, buts, and maybes, just absolutes. I think that's lined up. It would help if you're facing the correct direction now. Same thing now for you. I'm hoping this will be the last one. Up by 4? Yes. Up by 4, then plopping in one of these. You stick out. That's most unfortunate. Although, you've actually got to go in... No, you don't. I think you're actually fine. You're supposed to be like this. Yes, you are supposed to be like that. Okay. Is there a way I can slightly improve in this? There absolutely is. If I was to try and bring you back by a little bit more. To here, let's say. And bring you to that height. That does indeed solve our problem. That sounds pretty good to me, actually. It does mean that this has to be removed and replaced, but that's completely fine. As long as I know the correct way of doing it, then that's good. And now I know that all of this is going to be correct, unless I make another mistake, which I don't think I should do, because it's rather self-explanatory at this point. We know what direction it has to face in. We know the height. We know how far back it's got to be on this platform. We know everything I need to know. Now it's just depending on how well are we going to execute it. Hopefully it's going to be pretty simple. In theory. Our favourite words in the channel. Yeah, that's correct. So chuck that into there, up by 4. Same now with you lot. And yeah, compared to yesterday, this did not take too long to do at all. Foundations around here won't take that long either. It's just plopping down some concrete The one thing that might take a little bit of time, by a little bit I literally mean a minute maybe, is doing these corners here, because it might look like everything just works, but as you can kind of see here by the patterns, we've got certain objects sticking inside of other objects and snapping into further objects. This has to be slightly adjusted. And it's a bit of a kerfuffle, but luckily for us, it's a kerfuffle that I've mostly hidden. A hockey ring, oh wow. I've never done ice hockey before. It's not really a thing here in the UK. If it is, then it's probably just a thing in universities. Like, for example, American football is not a thing in the UK, except for in university. I will say it's definitely gaining popularity. But, yeah. And one of the main reasons why it is becoming popular is because one of our stadiums here, Tottenham Hotspurs, they have an American football field built into their football pitch as well. I forgot how they do it, but they can remove the layer of grass from the stadium. There's like a little platform. The platform lowers down. They remove the grass and they insert the other grass instead. And then it can just transform into a playable American football pitch. Which is interesting. I've watched the sports very briefly. I still don't know what's happening at all. But I don't hate it. I prefer rugby, of course, but I don't hate it. It just seems a bit slow sometimes. Whereas in rugby, there's always something happening unless there's a stoppage of play. Whereas in American football, you throw the ball, someone tackles you, that's it, stop. Everyone stand up, play an ad, quickly play an ad. Okay, then throws the ball, gets tackled, play an ad. Throws the ball, gets tackled, play an ad. It's like, okay, I'm watching just a constant advertisement. I'm not watching a sport at this point. That's the best I can do here, I think. But no, there's definitely worse sports out there. Yeah. How am I going to do this? Yeah. The reason why I'm doing this, by the way, is so I can try and hide the power line. This will work. Slightly higher up. Okay, then just hide it inside the track. That's a good idea as well. What do y'all call it? Called what? See, right here, the line would actually be visible. Here it won't be, I don't think. Does the track block it from being visible up here? I don't think I can actually tell just yet. Oh, I can't seem to actually... Oh, no. Have I made a mistake? Whoops. Is that going to be there forever now? It's not visible. Oh, well. What do we call American football? American football. We don't call it football. Because we've got what we call football, you guys call soccer. Some people call it fake rugby. Just depends who you ask. Okay, that seems like it's not much better. What if I was to go in the opposite direction here? Rather than going over the track, if I try and establish our wall over here, like what we have on the other side. That could definitely work. Because we go back here by, what is that, 4/5 of a foundation? I love having such weirdly built areas. That is 1.5 nudges back. Right. And I'm stuck. Oh, I'm literally... How am I stuck? There we go. How does one become so bad at a video game? I was talking about this the other day. It's actually just, like, astonishing. Okay. Let's just nudge you across today. We gotta lure sometime today. Boom. So you go there. One more on top. Is this going to work? No, so you have to connect to that wall instead. Okay, okay, and then have that slightly encroach that area. Right. What absolute idiot designed this? Guys, it was me. You've also got to come over here by a nudge as well, just so you're lined up with the other side. In theory, no, you have got to be in line. Yeah, yeah. I was going to come up with like a really good excuse, but no. You have got to line up. That's all good. That's not a drama. Although it then means that you're sticking out of... That's fine. This is actually not a problem. I'm not concerned. Oh well. Episode 2 billion of finding a solution to a problem which wasn't necessary. Today we're finding a problem to a solution which wasn't necessary. Tune in tomorrow, where I find a problem to a solution wasn't necessary. But on Star Rapture instead. Looking forward to that. Why are you grey? Why are you grey? Good. I think you might have to be half nudged as well. Yes. No, you're fine. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't mind creating things, but when I do create stuff, I feel like luckily I've streamed it, so I know what to do just in case let's say if I lost all my gameplay, if my save got removed, whatever, I've got the footage. But I need to come up with some sort of creative way of just keeping everything stored up in my head. Because I like being creative, I just don't like repeating my creative ambitions. Which most of the time it's stupid! There? I'm not tackling that right now. Let's focus at one thing at a time. Regarding you, I now have to make sure that the inverted ramp is placed directly in line with this. That's looking really good. Well done. Wow. Isn't that remarkable? Power-wise, you're still here. Wait, where is the power? Where have you buggered off to? Oh, you're still there. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be the solution to all of our problems. Every single one of them. Boom. Come on. Okay, then I'll do it this way instead. With the power of the nudge. Where is it? There it is. Good. And get rid of that. No. Somewhere here. Somewhere down there now as well. Where you can then connect to our conveyor belt highway system. Meaning, you've now got power. Oh, you absolutely do. Wow. Wow. You consume that much power? That's 600 megawatts. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, because you're all 50. Damn. That should be 300 then, not 600. Why have you increased by 600? Unless you haven't. 87607. What's that then? 530 increase? 720, yeah, so the 520 increase. Why have you increased by 500? What else wasn't connected? Oh well. That's fine. Everything here now is acceptable. I want to make sure that we've still got our door placed in. There. The rest of the wall can then continue to be the extension of that. Great. Same thing here now as well. Making sure that you extend to somewhere back over here. We can try and design this. Okay. Making sure now that these walls line up, which I think you're half a nudge off by the looks of things. Luckily, that's a very simple solution. Do that. Same thing down here. I think that's lined up rather nicely. Then get this. Okay, maybe just get rid of that just for a moment. I think height-wise, you're fine, aren't you? No, this has to be lowered down by 1. Sound. Okay. Rail-wise, I'd appreciate if you went somewhere along here. Don't have to line up exactly, but that is fine. Okay, great. Same here now with our door. Where does our door lead? Pandora. That's where it goes to. It's a portal to Pandora. A portal to Pandora sounds like a book. Maybe I should write a book. Basically, yeah, what happened, yeah, was there was this portal, yeah, and it basically opened up. End of the book. That would be like the bestseller in the UK. Because that right there is like Gen Z sort of language. Or Gen Z. Which I should probably be saying, but that just sounds wrong. I'm Gen Z. Sounds like a disease. To be fair, I think it might actually be. Anyway. You look atrocious, may I just say. You've also got to go there. Do this. Do that there as well. And yet again, we are left with... Can I get rid of that? Yeah, no. Well, that's rather annoying, because now you overlap exactly where I wanted to try and have my cross beams. Which is mildly infuriating. Anyway, yeah, you are going to remain where you are, but I'm going to rotate you around by 45 degrees and then slot you in somewhere here, just so it looks not as good. Yep. Are we done? No. That was a silly question. We're never done. One main thing that I've got to do down here, I think to finish off this area at least, is to make sure that all of our braided cables are connected. Now, did I get rid of this over on the other side? I did, okay, yeah. That was a pretty obvious sort of thing that I could have done. Yeah, how's everyone in the chat doing today? It's a nice quiet stream as always, so if you guys have got any questions, then feel free to ask. If not, then that's fine as well. Okay. Make sure to add you into there and there. And continue the extension of the braided cables. Great. It's a really hot day today. How much further do I have to come out? I think still by, yeah, to the very end. This can go, though. Wait, have you still got power? Yes, you do. Good. So another positive by adding this train station, I suppose this entire road over here, is that our trucks can still use it too. And despite us being able to transport upwards of 10,000 Petroleum Coke per loop, I think it's about 2,550, yeah, 2,560 per minute, but 10,000 per loop. The advantage of that is that we can also use trucks as well if I really wanted to. The stability, it's fine. It's pretty stable. We've had a couple crashes. We had a crash a couple days ago, actually. But other than that, it's been fine. I mean, I have got a fairly decent sized world, but nothing crazy. And it's been okay. Welcome, Fox, by the way. Yes, okay, you actually slightly overlap into there. The way that I have to do this corner is by bringing you out to edge of this, which you currently are. I believe that's the exact area I want you to be in. Okay. Maybe not. Are any of you half nudged? Yes, you are. That makes sense. I think this has to be half nudged there as well. Then immediately add our up corner ramp 1 meter. Making sure that the edge of this blueprint is roughly in middle there with the braided cable. As of right now, it's a bit too far over. There. I mean, the good news at least is that that's a nudge, not a half nudge, so makes life slightly easier for us. What else should we try and do? Customizer, pattern, no, sorry, materials, coated concrete first. We have to do that eventually, but for now we can just keep it like this. Now, for whatever reason, we have a gap here. I don't actually like that much. So you're going to be slightly moved over and move over to there. There we go. I think you've got to be moved as well, if I'm honest. Let's do that. And that. Same thing there with this too. I'm hoping, even though this doesn't look great, it shouldn't actually cause much of a problem. Or depends on this. How far are you nudged in here? So I've got to place you down no matter what. But then this... put you down there. 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. I'm hoping that won't be a problem. That's the correct area. And yet again, 3.5 nudges in. One, 2, 3.5. Beautiful. Zoom that across over to there. Continuing this as well as we go. I can stop it there for now. Means I can then add in the big support or big pillar supports. So as things stand, we're not in a bad place right now. This might take some time to do, though. How am I going to get all this just to look decent? That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That is fine. That's better, though. Yes. That's not too bad. This is bad, but I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can do. For now, I'm going to leave it. If I can think of a solution, I absolutely will. Then regarding this wall over here, how am I going to tackle this problem now? Because I really don't like the way that this wall sticks out through here. I could try and do that. Then something along this side. Which would then mean that you have to go. I mean, in theory, all of this has to be removed and pushed back about a meter. Or, well, a nudge, which is a meter. Let's do it properly. I know it's only a 1 meter difference, but that's still a difference. Like so. Is that better? So again, we can get rid of this. Ooh, you're going to be weirdly nudged now, aren't you? Could be a slight problem. It absolutely will be a problem. I mean, do you line up much better, really? No. I suppose yes. If I can place you here at least. Get rid of that. You might be able to stay. You get lucky. And rotate that around. Half nudge you into the middle. Good. And then just continue our cross beam down to the other side where it should lovely connect into there. Good. That's slotted in decently. Even the shape there from... I can try and not kiss the wall, please. The shape from here to here and there to there looks fairly even. Not bad going. This can also continue. Okay, there's nothing major else I want to try and add down here now except for our foundations, which I'm going to be going with these half foundations because they're slightly easier and they take up a lot less room. I can try and add it in the first place. That'd be quite nice. There we go. Thank you. Fantastic. Now, over here, again, you are sticking out through here, which is rather frustrating. I don't think I can do much about that. Could elevate it. That could help. Did I do that on the other side? What did I do on the other side? Because you're not a problem. Whereas that one is, for the double beam connector. I suppose, no, you do stick out here as well, slightly. I suppose now is actually a pretty good opportunity to check if there is any asphalt that should be in place, which isn't. No, everything seems good actually now. We're definitely approaching the final parts of this project, which is great. we spent slightly longer working on this than what I'd have liked. But as long as it's done to a high standard, and a standard that I'm proud of, then I don't really care if it takes ages. The most important thing about anything that you do in this game is that just enjoy it. Whether it takes you 5 minutes to do, or 5 hours. Just enjoy it. Okay. Anything else that I've forgotten about? I've got to try and continue this, but regarding the actual station itself... Yes, the pillars. The concrete pillars. I forgot how shiny chrome was, by the way. Chrome is so shiny. Holy murder. That seems pretty good. Distance-wise, it's about correct. Yep. Solid. Yeah, that's the station. I'm not too sure about these concrete pillars. Everything else, though, I'm okay with. We are doing more today, by the way, than just working on this station. I've got to add in a lot of rail around our world, which I want to try and get accomplished today. We've still got to try and add in a wall over there, finish all of this concrete flooring. So there's still a fair amount to try and get accomplished. But in regards to the start, well, I say start of the stream, we've been live now for almost an hour and a half. That is not bad going, and definitely didn't take as long as it did yesterday. There we go. Solid. Now let's start to work on this side. Where you need to be plopped in here. I'm guessing it's just going to be the exact same thing, really. Making sure that you're facing this way. I can plop you into the right location, and everything else, at least going towards the right-hand side, should slot in. There it is, and... Ooh. I think that's fine. You slightly overlap the middle there. Is the overlap necessary? Yes. Absolutely is. I zoop you off to the side. Discord overlay? No. Why would I want a Discord overlay? Okay. Then come down to there. Make sure that I add in this, and I also add in this here as well. I don't use Discord, never properly have. I mean, I'm on Discord, but I never type on anything. Don't know why, I just never really got into it. So regarding this now, we have to start the little corner over here. I say little corner, hopefully it's going to be a small corner. It's expecting anything completely outrageous. You should be lined up with that, which you actually are. That's good. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't have been, but you never know. Every now and then you think something's going to go one way and it goes the complete opposite way. You think, oh, that's going to be a simple 5-minute project. No. What is that there? Again, get some coated concrete onto here, then add in our final factory zones over here. Can I try and make sure that this is facing the right direction? That's good. That's good. That's good. Then you then connect onto this rather nicely, actually, so I'm quite pleased with that, I think. Good, okay. Wall time. Although it's probably a good idea to try and get the foundation squared away first before adding in the wall, because I can then use the foundations then aid me. That didn't take too long to do. I don't know. I'd say it took about as long as I was expecting it to take. Because I knew that some bits were quite finicky from yesterday. So I went in with certain expectations and I would say I met them. Is there a gap there? There is a gap there. Why is there a gap there? That's why there's a gap there. There. Just in case the concrete overlaps with the coated concrete, it will create a very weird sort of looking pattern. I don't want that to occur in any sense of the word. Okie dokie. We'll do that for now. I suppose I want you to stick out a little bit. Same here with this. And then same here with this. Bring you down to the end of the conveyor belt highway, which is unfortunately not aligned, but I believe it's just half a foundation off. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5. Okay. Then connect to that there as well. It is so hot in here, by the way. It is boiling. You line up. No, again, you're about half a nudge out, which is, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but as of right now, it's going to be okay. We are going to get through this. I'm not going to be half nudging everything there. There's just no point in doing that. There is a point in doing this, though, because it's going to add a nice, dark sort of contrast here. But I think makes the orange pop out a little bit more. In that regard, I'm definitely going to be keeping it. There we go. Good. Oh, we've already got a wall here. Lovely. Now it's time for you, where, again, I'm really hoping I've done everything right so far with this placements. Otherwise, none of this is going to be lined up properly. Oh, hello. We've already got an overlap. That didn't take too long, did it? The best way I can see if everything is lined up is by getting a wall. We'll get this one here. And bring you straight across, where it should be in between these two panes of glass. Yep. Slightly higher elevation, but you're correct, which is the most important thing. Yes, then you should be higher up. Good. Everything worked out there. For now. But I mean, if this works out, there's no reason why then everything else I place down won't work out either. Is there a gap there? There is a gap, isn't there? Right, well, to avoid me falling through the map, let's maybe close that off. Using a full foundation, not just half. I know 2 halves make a full foundation, but still, you know, save resources or whatever propaganda rubbish I say. Save resources as I spend more. I mean, to be fair, in my defense, okay, in my defense, these blueprints I'm placing down right now, they're as cheap as chips. They are that cheap. Like, what's that? Only only 1,000 concrete? That's not bad. The worst one I did recently was 2,200 concrete per blueprint. But I only have to use that blueprint a couple of times because that was for our waterfall entrance, which I've only used once. Actually, technically twice. Only on one project, but I just had to use it twice in the same build. So that doesn't count as using it twice. Not at all. I look like I've been inside of a blizzard. To be fair, it's hot. What can I say? It is boiling outside. I mean, it's 18 degrees, but still, for me, that's hot. Too hot. Right, plop down. Oof, how many more of these? 3? You lined up? Yeah, that's lined up. Also, look at this for a view. There's a reason why I added a balcony here, because I knew that the view was going to look decent. I haven't actually double checked what it looks like from up here though, because I have changed around one of the blueprints. Well, let's get rid of this and that, which shouldn't make any difference, and this, and that, and that, and blimey. Then paint you. Nope. Nope. There we go, and now there's no difference, just like that. Didn't take too long to master. Is this still empty? Oh no, I've actually added a door here, good. I was a bit concerned that I forgot to finish off this area, but no, we have, that's good. I could have added some more detail to it. Why? Why? Continue this now. One more, I think. It looks like one more at least. Wait, what's going on here? The heck have you done? Wasn't like that yesterday, I don't think. Again, luckily a pretty simple solution, just do that, but I shouldn't have to have done this. Oh well, that's fine. We'll see if we run into the same issue now. Move that back. And make sure that's lined up with this. Good. Now the roof. Which is basically just placing these blueprints on top of her, which isn't that difficult to do. Move you back there by 1, yes. Fantasticus. No. Okay. I still haven't changed the resource I've used here. I think I want to try and go with concrete, but for whatever reason, the corner blueprint hasn't got concrete. It has coated concrete. In fact, you can't even see it. That's good then. Okay. Where do I add this? After the 4th one. So here? Looks like it. We go in by 3, whilst pausing there by the window. Beautiful. Okay. You then come up to there, you then come up to there. That might be slightly adjusted in a moment. Same thing here. Concrete-wise, how are we doing? Luckily, pretty good. Look how quickly we're gaining concrete. Right now, we're on 12,100. 12,200. Yeah, 12,300. So it's about 100 every few seconds or so. Which is great, because when I'm spending 660 concrete as a minimum for most of these blueprints, that's quite good. 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant, 4 elephant, 5. So it's about 5 seconds to get to 100 concrete. So 6 concrete is 30 seconds. So if I wait a minute, I can afford 2 of these blueprints. It's not bad. Other resource-wise, it's fairly cheap. I was slightly concerned about silica, but for whatever reason, our silica supplies just don't seem to end. I've only got 1 dimensional depot for silica. It just doesn't go. Doesn't deplete at all. Which is completely fine by me. I'm just surprised. So how are you done then? You're about there. Let's see, can I just slot you onto here? Will that just work? Yes. You seem to know where you want to go, so that's rather handy. Great. Elephants? Okay, you don't need this part here. You've already got that. Wait, why have you got it that none of the others have? That's weird. Oh yeah, I think that's where I was experimenting with. Yeah. See, here's got a design, but none of them do, because I'm still working on that. I'll finish the station off camera, I think. As of right now, it's way too hot for me to be in this room. It is absolutely boiling. Let me try and finish this at least. That's lined up. Well, I know for a fact that's lined up, yes. Let me do this. Go down there to the other side. Is there a gap there? There is a gap there, but that will be filled up after we do that design, I think. I hope. Yeah. Okay, we now have to try and continue this around here as well. You've gone somewhere. I found this. There we go. Overlapping another object's clearance. That's fine. That's kind of the whole point. Thank you for the reminder. And I think I want to try and bring you out to the very end. Why not? Okay, there we go. In regards of signs and lighting, I don't know what I want to go with just yet. I have a idea, which is kind of what I was trying to design over there. But I want to try and have light above here. To have a 4 meter in-depth foundation with our walls slightly a bit lower than where that foundation is. And the gap between the bottom part of the wall and the bottom part of the foundation, where it's incaved a little bit, or concave, I think is the right word. I then want to try and have our lighting. What's going on here? What is that? Alright, there's a gap. Okay. Let me try and show you what I mean. We'll demonstrate. And then I'll work on the rest off camera. But regarding the rest of this area, though, the station, I think, is just done. It took a bit too long, but I'm very happy with the way it looks. Which is nice. So here we've got a slight room here. Bottom part of the foundation, bottom part of the wall, there's a slight gap. If I go into organization, yes. Large billboard. And if I plop that down there, you shouldn't overlap either side of the wall there, which you don't, so that's great. I then want to go with an orange. Do I go orange or white? I think orange, because white can be a bit too bright and colorless. I want color. Yeah, we don't really need that. Get the Zoop. The new Zoop sign mechanic, which, yes, I've used a lot. Okay, you've decided that you want to stick out. That's completely fine. This one doesn't, so let's try and keep it the same. Definitely lined up. So now we've got a sign on top of there, which I think looks quite nice. Yeah, as I say, it adds a little bit of colour. We're definitely working it a little bit off camera. Maybe not today because I haven't got time, but another day. That would be quite nice. Now let's try and add a little bit of rails along here, shall we? We've got an entire different conveyor belt highway to work on over there, but do I want to get that done as of right now? Let me think. I don't know if it's necessary. Because the whole purpose of our conveyor belt highway looping around here is that it's going to run parallel to another belt highway system that I've already got established. Those have to go eventually because they're in the right spots, but it's the wrong kind of blueprints. And also that the corner can't be that sharp anymore. We need to have at least one regular blueprint in the middle. Which, speaking of, I've actually got to make a pretty big, significant change. The logistic work's going to be happening tomorrow, by the way. Dealing with all of our compact coal, because that is just really important. And now that we have our station set up, I can just mess around with it. I am most likely going to be adding in just awesome sinks to be dealing with it for now. Because it's not going anywhere just yet. I haven't built my aluminium factory. After I've built my aluminium factory, I'm probably still going to keep the awesome sinks just in case. Because if something goes wrong, like let's say I've got too much petroleum coke and I can't produce, let's say, rubber or plastic, that's pretty bad because then I can't produce fuel and I can't power my factory. Is our train going to fit here? I wasn't expecting it to. No, this is way too low. Okay, so this part here has to be completely raised. Either erased or actually raised. I'm not sure just yet. Have I still got this? I do. Okay. Let me just try and plop this down here. Okay. The problem now is pedestrians can't cross. What if I made it though so that pedestrians could cross? Let's see. You've got to go. And I'm hoping I've already got a blueprint established for this. I know I was going to try and make one. I don't know if I got round to doing it in the end, so now's a pretty good opportunity to try and figure out if I have. That's a bit too quick. So now's a pretty good opportunity to try and find out if I have. RF. I've done this one, but that's not rails only though. That seems like the one I want. Try and make sure that these are lined up completely fine. Welcome back, Vinod. So, weirdly enough, you two are too high. How have I done that? How are you two too high? Oh, for counting seconds. Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, is that a problem? I don't think it's going to lead to any problems. It was slightly higher. Okay. Good. I think. Our train can go directly through here, which is the plan. That would be quite nice to try and get done today, because this is the route out. Actually, is our train going to come this way? Because it can go around that way as well. Do I want it to? I suppose it's... It can do both. Again, left-hand traffic, so the train has to enter in through this side. So no matter what, it will be coming through this way. And it's going to exit this way, so it's going to use both. That's actually fine. Let's select this just for a quick second. Blueprint already selected, apparently, even though I don't know how. There. Let's bring you slightly further back. Making sure that all of this is lined up. Right on the edge. That looks pretty good. You're in the middle. You're on the edge. I'm on the edge of glory. Alright, it's a song. Good. No. Yep, you join up. That's good. I do want to double check something. I'm sure that is correct. I've never been wrong in my life, but let's just say I was wrong. And the elevation of this isn't actually correct. Okay. Crazy statement. I know I'm never wrong. But just nudge you back like this. No, like that. Oh, I died. Okay, can I not die? There we go. I've resurrected. I am literally Jesus. There. That's the correct height. So you are actually too low now. That makes sense. That's the reason why you were a little bit too low as well. Okie dokie. No dramas. Let's re-establish this blueprint. Is it facing the right way? Arrow facing north, preferably. There we go. It rotated itself. Are you kidding me? North, thank you. Now it has to be slightly higher than that. Making sure that you're in the middle, on the very edge of this. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. You ready? We good on that side? Good on that side? Plop it down. Wait, you were red. Why are you red? Because of that? Okay, problem solved, problem avoided. That would have been pretty bad. Yes, the problem has indeed been avoided. That's why it's important not to panic. Saying that as I would have most likely flipped my chair out in rage, but no. Rage is bad, because if you're raging, it means that you're raging. Very good quote there. You're now lined up, aren't you? Yes, so this is correct. Which means that all of you lot are too high. Again, not a problem. Just do that, that. And here, everything should be lined up. Jolly good. Jolly good. Deary me. I'm not tired. Hey, it's our truck. Why am I riding the... The disrespect that I get shown is unimaginable. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. I mean, to be fair, it must be a pretty miserable life driving up and down this road, but oh well. Although having said that, we have got 2 fluid trucks, don't we? Oh, don't tell me they don't line up properly. Oh my god, man. That's actually fine, because we're going to have our rail here. Which is going to end up... Ooh. How do I solve this? I don't know why I said so deeply. My voice doesn't go that deep normally. Luckily. See, now you're sticking out through there. No, I'm not tired. Nah. I'm fine. If I yawn 1,000 times, that's not because I'm tired, it's because I'm burning calories by yawning, basically. Which means I get to eat more food later on. That's my excuse. You went up to there, didn't you? Good. Well, as good as we're going to guess. Yes. Okie dokie, that's our train route established. I do want to try and reconfigure the heights of our space elevator. Otherwise, our train is going to go straight through it. And I don't want to be witnessing any annoying train incidents today. 0 toleration for train shenanigans. The bass guitar. I've never owned a bass guitar. I've got an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar. Never a bass guitar. Although I haven't played the guitar in a generation, so. And again, steel beams. I'm so disappointed. I expected better from the steel beam department. Okay. Let's take some deep breaths because otherwise I'm gonna, like, rage. Why have I got so much rubbish in my inventory? You're not rubbish. You're actually very important to me, Mr. Power Shards. But we have got some steel beams in this direction. Oh yeah, I forgot about this idea. The thing is, things like this, I really want to try and add, but that's just not going to be doing anything to my factory. It's going to make it look a bit nicer, sure, but... And? There's more productive things I could be doing than adding in pathways. At the same time, though, I do enjoy adding things in, like pathways. Yeah, base. I say it the same. Oh, I know it, yeah. Spelling error. Wait, what did you... Oh, that's why it showed water. I thought for whatever reason I clicked on, like, wire or something and it showed me water, but no, I clicked on the concrete. Because I've got the wet concrete alternate unlocked, which is actually pretty good. Right, let's get a few of you. I can honestly just bin most of this. I wouldn't mind keeping hold of some of it, but it's just not as important. That's good. That one there as well. Don't want that. Don't need this. Wrong button. Okay, we should now be sorted out hopefully. All of our vehicles are back. Where's our tractor? Did I not have a tractor out here? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'm going to assume no. No, I didn't have a tractor out there. Even though I did, and then it got weirdly moved and I tried to replace it, but I think I might have just got rid of it instead. Fair enough. Okay, so you've got to make some changes. That's fine. Let's just try and continue this. Are you fine there? Yeah, good enough. Yep. Yep. I could use the auto connect, but I don't want to. Right, Mr. Space Elevator. Hey there, Mr. Blue. I have got to try and move you. So, let's get rid of this. I know, tragic loss, tragic loss. Wait for the entire thing to go. And find the middle, which I think is... here? Yep. Which direction do I want this to be facing? That way. There. Yes. Perfect. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that enough, do you think? Why am I singing? Our trains can definitely fit underneath that. I'm just trying to think, do I want it to be any higher? I don't think I do. Is that definitely in the middle? There. Yep. I don't know how to tell if it's in the middle on that side, so we're just going to check it and see how it goes. Okay, that's good. It's not bad. I think I might have deleted something there by accident. Or not. Bring you up there slightly. And because I've nudged it by 12, it means that I can hopefully just place this here. It's going to work, which... wow, okay. Nothing's going to work. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. That's 7 wide. 7 wide. 1. 5, 6. Yep. Just stick out over the top. Of course you do. Okay. And that's where it's going to be positioned. Not forever, but for now. Train-wise, we should be able to get this underneath it. I don't see a reason why not. You've got to move. The reason why I've got this here, in case you're curious, is because it marks the exact center of my factory. It's quite important. For example, right there is the dead center. Wow. Pretty cool to think about, actually. Regardless, I'm not going to be thinking about it anymore because we've got more important things to try and establish. That's currently showing red, which isn't very good. Red, bad. Green, good. Oh. Yeah, why not? Luckily, this will turn green in a couple clicks. Why have you selected that? Nope. Is that better? Yeah, there we go. Even though you've now got to go as well. So have you, so have you. And then you have to be slightly adjusted. You go here. Ow. Ow. I'm not going to do all the details just now. I just want to try and establish where this rail is actually going to go. We can do all the shenanigans in just a sec. So in case you were wondering why am I not actually connecting the rail together, that's the reason why. I will connect it together, just not right now. In fact, I've got to redo that slightly, because I'm also going to have a rail coming in from this side, aren't I? Which I didn't forget about, but let's just assume I did. All I have to do is lower you down, make sure you're lined up with this, which it looks pretty accurate in fairness. Have I done it right? Of course we have. That wasn't luck. Just kidding. Yes, it was. Make sure that this is placed in the right area. You are centered. You are centered that side. That side. Place it in. Plop. Let's now continue this. Boom. But this time going around that side. We just crossed over the 2 hour mark right there. That's good. You're already centered here. Yes. Bring you forwards there slightly. You're aligned. You're aligned. Plop. I'm going to have to slightly redo this. You're good there. You should already be aligned this way. You are. Look at us getting all of our resources back. Wow. Honestly, no one's ever saved resources like me before. What a monumental occasion for the world. Do I like where you are? No, not really. Do you overlap? I really hope you do. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Nothing has to be removed. I'm still going to remove a few things here and there anyway, but nothing major. So you, and you. Okay. The way that I'm going to work this is as follows. You have to connect to there. You to here. Then you to here. Same now with this direction. You're going to have to come across over there, as well as going straight. And you're already connected to this one. The last connection that you now need is going to be over here. Everything should now be correct. Does it look correct? It does not. Something's missing something. Yes, you. Everything is now correct. That's a nice pattern. Hectic as heck, as always. There we go. And from underneath here, everything should just be running smoothly. Yep, that's completely fine. Good. We're back here by 4. Technically 5, actually. Two, 3, 4, 5. And same thing over here. I haven't actually finished these roads yet. That's also something I'm going to have to work on. Luckily, because I'm not streaming for the next month, I've got quite a lot that I need to do. I can just get it done. Like little things like this, for example. That will all be filled in by the next time I stream in May. I'm still streaming Thursday and Friday and hopefully Saturday. Oh, I don't know, Saturday, to be honest. See how things go. Make sure that's all connected there as well. So tomorrow, unfortunately, I'm looking at the time and this is where we're going to have to call it because I'm just... Wednesdays are hectic for me, unfortunately. Tomorrow, we are doing logistics. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow's stream. We're trying to make 2,560 Petroleum Coke per minute, transporting that via a train. Hence why I'm building this. The logistics for it is pretty simple. I've got to try and get all the heavy oil residue that I'm making from underneath this part of the factory and then just bring it over there, which shouldn't be that bad. I can probably try and join up a few of the pipes as well, which I'm actually looking forward to. Anything else I need to bring over in that direction? I don't think so. The 2000 plastic is going to be heading back over there, but I might try and use drones because I've got to bring it from that side of the factory to here. I do want to try and build some drones somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to build them just yet. I'm going to try and design the towers first because there's going to be towers going around the outside of the space elevator. Then after I do the towers, I can then add the drone ports. I might even do the drones on top of the towers, but the problem with that, though, is that it's quite a long way up, and the towers are going to be rocket fuel, not for plastic. So if I do try and add plastic to the drones, I'm then going to have to try and fit that up there somehow. The plastic intriguing and all the rocket fuel. Or I could just add drones over there as well, which is going to make use of the towers. Gotta wait and see, but either way, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day. Hope that you guys enjoyed today's stream as well. Yeah, tomorrow, fun day. The day after that, wait, no, sorry, tomorrow I'm doing Star Rupture. Oh, forgot. So then the day after tomorrow is then some more Satisfactory. But either way, thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. Stay safe, pioneers, and as always, Godspeed, cheerio, and goodbye.